and we can get into it, Anthony. Whoop, sorry, what was that? I heard
I
someone.
think it was a speaker that the meeting is being recorded. This is Belinda.
Oh, good. Thank you. It was kind of staticky on this end. Yes, we will record this meeting. We will post it, and we will be able to take a look at it after the fact, or you can share it with other folks who may have wanted to be on here but aren't. So I'm going to go ahead and start, Anthony, if you're okay with that. I want to welcome everybody to this webinar this morning, which is take two of Anthony's webinar that we had on Friday. I do know that Anthony has some updates, but a lot of it will be the same, but we'll also have a question and answer session at the end. I know Anthony's left some time. Once again, I'm Scott Hunter with the Los Altos Village Association, and we're here with our friends of the city and the chamber to present this webinar for folks to understand how to conduct their business safely and securely during these crazy times, as well as offer up some possibilities where you can go for help. I know we're all looking for various ways to help support our business beyond having customers, so I think we'll talk a little bit about that. So I would say without much further ado, I will go ahead and turn it over to Anthony. I will say that Anthony did mention just before there is a chat button down at the bottom of your screen. And if you wish to ask a specific question, please go ahead and put it into the chat there. Everyone can see it unless you send a private message, but Anthony or I or anyone else on the call will attempt to answer your questions when we get to the Q&A portion. So now over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. And thank you to Lava and the Chamber for allowing me to do this, and for all of you for participating in this call. I just want to start off by saying that I hope everyone is happy, healthy, and safe in their homes, that you're all sheltered in place and only needing to go out when you need to. A little bit about the presentation. I'm going to go through the shelter in place order, a lot of what's come out from the county, provide you with some resources that I've found available, not a comprehensive list, and then I'm going to go through what the city's doing and some exciting updates from Lava, Chamber, and the city of Los Altos. So without further ado, this is my information. I looked at the names. Most of you know who I am. You know how to get a hold of me. This is my phone number, my email address. And then here are links to the city's page for all COVID-19 issues, as well as our specific page for business resources. I will be sending this PowerPoint out to Scott after the presentation so he can send it out to everyone who wanted to participate or couldn't participate. And there's going to be a lot of live links in the presentation. So if you go through, you'll actually be able to click on your own time and go through the internet links on your own. All right, let's see. This is my disclosure form. I just want you to all know that I am not the provincial know-all of finances or legal decisions for any business. So I do suggest that while there is some advice and some resources provided in this PowerPoint, please do consult your CPA, your lawyer, anyone who could give you some insight beyond what I'm seeing for a lot of these resources, because I ultimately want to prevent the city from any liability. So there's my formal disclosure that I created myself, as you could probably tell. This is a little bit on the timeline for COVID-19. I know that it feels like it's been months. It's only been less than a month now, April 8th, since the city declared a state of emergency on March 12th, which was actually a couple days before the county issued the shelter-in-place order and then ordered the closure of non-essential businesses through April 7th. And then, as you all probably know, last week on March 31st, the county extended the shelter in place and expanded some protocols and actually gave some additional clarifications on essential and non-essential businesses that have been very helpful. So as of right now, the city of Los Altos is still in a state of emergency, and the county has extended the shelter in place through May 3rd. And just as a point of clarification, I didn't say it on the previous presentation, but it is very important. The city does not know when the next county decisions will be made. We're not as much in the loop as you would hope for knowing about when those next orders are coming down. So when we get that information, we get that out to businesses as quickly as possible. All right, the shelter in place order directive was relatively simple. It means that you must stay home and you can only leave your home for essential activities, to work for an essential business, to perform minimum basic operations for your employer, or for essential travel. The biggest key is that you must maintain 6 feet of separation from all other people. That in the new county order that came out, you must maintain that 6 feet of separation, or else you risk potentially receiving a citation or a fine from a police officer or whoever has the authority to do so from the county. In addition to that, they do suggest that all people, when leaving their home, it's greatly encouraged that you wear some type of a mouth covering. So there's a lot of videos that the CDC has put together, the county has put together, that can show you how to make a mask to cover your nose and mouth if you need to go outside for some of these essential activities. There's a longer list of essential businesses that's defined. I believe it's a total of 25, and it's about a page and a half when you put it into a Word document. But these are the big essential businesses as defined by the County of Santa Clara. That would be gas stations, pharmacies, food-related businesses, so grocery stores, farmers markets, which Scott knows all too well and is currently going through with lava for their farmers market. Convenience stores and restaurants, but only for takeout and delivery, banks, and all laundry services. In addition, I did want to put a caveat on the last one, that we do have police in place and they are working normal shifts. They are patrolling a lot of the commercial districts as well as the residential districts. I know normally the day shift, they spend a lot of time through the residential neighborhoods, but through this time, they will be patrolling a lot of the commercial areas as well as the residential areas, because most people are home now with the shelter in place order, and a lot of those businesses need the patrols on a daily basis. And then obviously I'm working remote, but you can still reach me by phone or email. The newest essential business order that went effective last week did require all essential businesses to create, post, and implement a social distancing protocol, which if you click here would take you to the county's website with the form. And they must be displayed at all public-facing entrances and provided to all employees. In addition to that, all essential businesses must maximize the number of employees who can work from home. And businesses with both essential and non-essential components must scale down operations to their essential components. That means that most businesses that are doing different aspects of their business must focus only on selling their essential goods, unless they're larger scale distribution like Safeway or Walgreens, where they have still primarily essential goods, but also some non-essential goods at a smaller portion. The biggest thing that we did learn from the non-essential business clarifications from the county was that non-essential businesses must cease all activities, except the key one there at the bottom is that they can provide for the delivery of existing resident businesses. So if non-essential businesses such as retailers would like to get rid of their existing inventory through selling online, over the phone, they can deliver to residents or businesses or ship through any major carrier, as long as they maintain a safe social distancing practice, so not having more employees than necessary in the store, and that they wear masks when they're going out and delivering to the residents and businesses. This does not allow for curbside pickup. So if you are a retailer, you cannot do any curbside pickup. And that's it for non-essential businesses. The enforcement of the order, I know that the police department did go out to all grocery stores last Friday to verify that they did create and post the social distancing protocol. as well as put the measures in place. You can see an example of what it looks like on the right side. In addition to that, Santa Clara County does have a hotline for complaints about businesses and for businesses to ask clarifying questions. I know that a couple people have called into that phone number, and it is a little confusing. It does sound like you are complaining about a business, but you can ask questions for the county related to the order. So I would suggest that if people have more specific questions about their business, to go directly to the county, because they're the ones in charge of the order, and they can provide some good clarification on what exactly you are allowed to do. That information is right there. I talked with Captain Katie Krause yesterday, the police department, along with some other folks, and she had some good advice that I'd like to pass on to all of you. If you do have outdoor patio furniture and you are a restaurant, please consider stacking the outdoor patios and not patio furniture and not allow people to sit there. We are noticing that some restaurants do have people come to pick up food and then they end up sitting outside, which is not what we want and is not allowed under the social distancing protocol. If that is the case, eventually those restaurants would be shut down if they didn't go into compliance, because we don't want people lingering downtown and potentially having 20 people sitting outside of a restaurant eating their to-go orders in front. Another good piece of advice is to take valuables out of closed stores. Especially for restaurants, you should lock up iPads overnight. I did see an article that Holder's restaurant in San Jose was robbed overnight, and the only thing that they stole was 4 iPads. So they're intentionally going into restaurants and targeting the iPads that all the businesses are using to do their online ordering. So make sure that you lock those up so that way you can continue to do business. Her biggest piece of advice was to install security cameras. So if you do have the opportunity and ability, you should install security cameras. I believe Los Altos Hardware does have security cameras that they can order for you. So you should connect with Nina directly if you'd like to purchase some. In addition to that, we do have Los Altos Business Watch provided by the police department. So you can sign up and you'll receive emails on a monthly or quarterly basis with information about the business community from the police perspective. So I'm going to touch on some of the financial resources. I'm sure that all of you have become relatively familiar with all of these as they've been in the news, and some of you may have even started applying for these. So I'll kind of go quickly through them, and then I'm happy to answer questions more specifically about them in the chat if I know the answer. The biggest loan that's being offered is by the SBA Economic Disaster Injury Loan, which provides $2 million as a 30-year, 3.75 interest loan. With that, you do get a $10,000 advance, which is part of the loan. So it's not a grant. You will be required to pay back that $10,000 advance. And the application is available online now for you to fill out. The next program is the center of some controversy right now from the SBA, the Paycheck Protection Program, which looked to provide an ability for small businesses to be able to convert a loan money to grant if you use those funds for payroll costs, interest on mortgages, rent, and utilities. I believe you had to use 75% of it on payroll costs in order to apply to make it a grant. The biggest key with this one is that you do need to connect with local financial institutions directly to apply for the loan. So Heritage Bank, I know, was involved with collecting applications, and there's a lot of other lenders that you can find through the link on the PowerPoint here. Right now, it does seem like the applications have ceased for a lot of banks and financial institutions because they're not sure what's happening from the federal government. As of yesterday, the president did request more money in the billions, hundreds of billions, I believe, from Congress in order to fund this program again. So this program could be extending in the future. As more information becomes available, I will post it on the city's business resource website, and I'll provide it to LAVA and the chamber to disseminate. All right. From the state, there is a loan program through iBank, which is California's business bank. It is a $2.5 million loan as a 7-year. The one unique part about this is that you will need to connect with the local financial development corporation in order to receive the loan. The phone number is right there in order to receive more information. So I was on a call yesterday with some other folks in the economic development community to try and figure out what's going on with Silicon Valley Community Foundation's Small Business Relief Fund. This fund is primarily collecting money through the Silicon Valley Strong movement. I did find out that we're not sure when it's going to be released, but it will be released through one banker, and we're not sure on the details yet. I know that Erica has been reached out to by a lot of people, and I reached out to her as well as a couple counterparts. So we're hoping to get some information that we can provide to you. But as of right now, we're not entirely sure when that money is going to be released for the local businesses to actually receive the funding and how exactly to apply. From Facebook, I know that they just went live with their applications at facebook.com/grants for business, and they did announce that the Bay Area will be awarded $15 million. I'm unclear on how much money each business will receive and how exactly they will be determining that, but I would direct you directly to Facebook for more information. I have been connected with them, but I have not been able to get on a call to find out more information about this grant program. But I would suggest to all of the businesses on the line that if you are looking for grants, you should look into both of these, as I think most grants are going to be coming at the local level, and these are 2 grants that are offered at the local level here. My big warning to all businesses is be aware of loan scams. I know that it's difficult during this time because it seems like you may get a call from the SBA and they want more information about your business, or they'll send you an email. Please be aware of loan scams. Tell them that you want to know who they are, where they work with, and how you can contact them back, and then call them back on that number through the government lines. So my biggest piece of advice is, if you do get a call or an email from the SBA, email the SBA directly and verify that these people are working for them before providing any information or any money. I know that there have been a couple businesses that have lost a couple hundreds of dollars because they have thought that they needed to put down a deposit for a loan through SBA. So please avoid that at all costs. This is more of an HR federal initiative from the federal government. It's the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. It provides employees with paid sick leave or expanded family and medical leave through FMLA for specified reasons related to COVID-19. I would suggest that you go to the websites here for more information if you are a business and you are curious about it. All of this is being done by the U.S. Department of Labor's Wage and Hour Division, and it is effective from April 1st through the end of this year. So if at any point through the rest of 2020, someone has an issue and needs a paid sick leave for specified reasons related to COVID-19, you will be required to do so. All right. What is the City of Los Altos doing? Obviously, I am here on this call right now. I am happy to coordinate these on a bi-weekly basis. I think that every week might not be that great because we might not have as much information, but I'm happy to coordinate these webinars on a regular basis as more information becomes available. On a more personal level, I am connecting with Chamber, Lava, LaPod, and the Town Crier leadership. I have a weekly call with a lot of these folks where we discuss a lot of the issues moving forward. I am connecting individually with business owners and employees. There's a couple cool programs that the City of Los Altos is doing. We do have a community support hotline. So if you are a community member and it's between 8 and 5 and you'd like to have a question answered or you don't know where to go, please give that hotline a call and they will be able to hopefully answer that question for you. In addition to that, we do have some community morale campaigns. Scott, is it okay if I talk about the banner? Yes. Give me. Yeah, perfect. So Chamber, Lava, and the city of Los Altos did collect some money, and we are going to be putting up some banners at the corner of El Camino and San Antonio in front of Chef Chu's, as well as on Main Street, so we can show a sign of support for the community, as well as some light up the night activities through our recreation department, where we're encouraging residences to hang Christmas lights to show that we're still here and we're still positive. As well as that, we are updating website and social media. And then last night there was a virtual town hall with the mayor and city manager. I was able to listen in, and it sounded pretty informative. I believe that there may be more in the future, depending on what the community needs and if people aren't sure where to find resources. The best way for you to stay connected to the city of Los Altos is to be on our weekly city manager updates. If you are on our city manager updates, that way you can get information directly from us as it becomes available. All right. What's openlosaltos.org? I will go ahead and give a little bit of an intro to this, and then once I'm done with my presentation, Scott can dive in more if I missed anything. But What's openlosaltos.org is a collaborative effort of Lava, the Chamber, and the City of Los Altos with information on how to support small businesses. If you do not see your business on this website, please contact Shannon and she will be able to add you directly to the website. We do want to provide resources for restaurants so people know how they can purchase delivery or takeout from restaurants, as well as from retail service merchants, how people can support them through gift cards. Are they still offering services online, or are there ways that you can stay connected with them through this time? So please check out What's Open Los Altos. I think it's a beautifully designed website, and I applaud Lava and the Chamber for all of their hard work. I did a very, very, very small portion of it. I didn't do much at all, so they did a great job. Chris Jordan did want me to pass along this webinar to all of you. Anna Eshu, our representative for this area, is hosting a webinar tomorrow afternoon from 4:30 to 5:30. It's focused on how the $1 trillion aid package passed by Congress can help your small business. It will have representatives from the Small Business Administration there to answer questions. I will be participating as a viewer, much like you guys are right now. I would suggest if you do have the ability, please sign up for that, as hopefully we will get some more insight on what's going on in Washington. This page is just a link to all of the county's resources, the shelter-in-place order, the business FAQs. I don't know if any of you have gone to that website, but please do. The county has done an excellent job of collecting a lot of frequently asked questions and putting it online. So if you do have a question about anything related to the order, personal or business, please go to that. And then the last one I want to highlight there is the COVID-19 data dashboard, which does a great job of presenting the data. One of the big questions last night, and a lot of people asked it, and we received some questions before the town hall, was, can we provide information about City of Los Altos individuals with COVID-19? The answer is no. We don't have any more information than what you're seeing from the county. And we're not allowed to disclose information due to HIPAA concerns. So if you do want more information about how many people have COVID-19 in the county and what the status is of the curve, please take a look at that data dashboard. It's really helpful. And then finally, this is my slide again, just my information. Please feel free to contact me directly. And then these are my resources. I saw that a couple questions came in, but Scott, if you have anything you want to add before that, feel free.
Oh, well, thank you, Anthony, again for doing this. I noticed there were a lot of links within your presentation, and so we'll make sure that that gets emailed out as well as posted probably on the lava as well as the chamber website, so people can go and take a look.
Scott, you're muted. Let me go.
All right, I'm back. So sorry about that. Hopefully I'm unmuted now. So we'll make sure that this gets out to everyone, because as I said, there are a number of links within there that people can click on and go directly to various places for information. I had a couple of things that I wanted to note before taking things. One, Anthony mentioned downtown, and the idea behind all this is not just downtown, it's all businesses within Los Altos. We're all in this together. So we're working to help everybody. So please don't think it's just a downtown thing, especially if you're not in downtown. And then farmers market was mentioned. We are shooting for a May 5th farmers market opening. That of course could change, but farmers markets are listed as essential businesses. So keep an eye on our newsletter and calendar for that. And then let's see here. Oh, and the other admonition that Anthony had regarding false emails and scam emails. The biggest thing I've told my kid and as well as businesses and my family, is if you get something that looks, even if it looks like it's officially from someplace like PayPal, I've received a couple of emails from them as well as Facebook. You can, double check and triple check to before starting to click on any sort of links within that email. As Anthony said, pick up the phone and give them a call directly. Email them at any or at any email address that is an SBA or it looks like an official website. And it's always a good idea to hover over any links that are there, and you can see where that link goes. And a lot of times the scammers don't go to the trouble of trying to hide what link it is, and you'll see something that is completely off the wall. So once again, double and triple think before you click on anything like that. And then Anthony, I wanted to ask a question here about you mentioned the iBank loan from the state. I hadn't heard anything about that as of yet. Can you give a little more explanation of what that might be?
I believe that it is similar to the SBA Economic Disaster Injury Loan. So it's similar to that, but it is provided by the state of California. So the big caveat is that it would be through the governor's business office that would manage the loan, and it would be guaranteed by the state government instead of the federal government. So if you give this number a call, you will be able to find more information. There's not as much information involved as I would like on their website. It kind of directs you to the local financial corporation for more information. So I do know that it is a shorter loan period as well compared to the EDIL, which is a 30-year loan. This one would be a 7-year loan. All right. Shannon did want to note that I believe the farmer's market is May 7th, not May 5th.
Yep. Sorry about that. I got my dates crossed.
There you go. Okay. I just want to make sure everyone had that. Jen Springer did ask if there has been any discussion about helping individuals that will be unemployed as a result of this crisis. There has been discussion at the state and the federal level. I know that there are a significant amount of protections in place now from the federal and state government for reclassifying as unemployed due to COVID-19. If you go ahead, I've connected with some individuals. My biggest piece of advice, if you're dealing with unemployment, is going directly to the California EDD office. They would have the best information on what your path should be forward. They do have a phone number. I will get that phone number and I will send it along to Scott so he can send it out to all the participants of this. So that way we can provide that for you all to have. Okay. Let's see the next question here. Question regarding trash services. When someone contacted Mission Trails to discuss the fact that they are still being charged for the being charged for trash services, even though they have not been in operation. So it seems like this person was connecting with Mission Trail directly, and they directed them back to the city. I would say that this is a difficult situation because it is up to the utility to make that decision. We do require a minimum trash pickup service for all businesses and residences in the city of Los Altos as of right now. What you can do is connect directly with Mission Trail. I know that they said to take the concern to the city about downgrading your service. That would be my biggest piece of advice if you do want to be able to limit how much they are requesting. We don't have as much control into that, but we are working on it from the engineering side. I know that our engineering department is connecting with them. The next question is, so what is the rate from the SBA loan? I thought SBA loan would be forgiven if money was spent on payroll. So there are two different programs that it's important to note. There's the economic disaster injury loan, which does not become a grant at any point. It's the Paycheck Protection Program that converts to a grant if the funds are used for payroll. So if you use those funds for payroll costs, interest on mortgage, rent, and utilities, you will be able to convert that loan into a grant. That would be my best bet if you are looking for a way to keep staff on board and you need some money to be able to do that right away. The biggest key with that is that you do need to connect with your local financial institutions, and I do believe that some of them are requiring to have a previous relationship with them in order to get that money. Let me see. Your slide shows it 3.6. So those are those two different loans. So they do have different interest rates, and I would suggest going to them to take a look. Someone requested for the community support hotline number. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up on my phone because I can't do it on my computer. A question about inventory. Shelter in place allows sales of existing inventory, but what about accepting scheduled seasonal orders, i.e. orders for inventory that were placed before quarantine? That would be a great question for the county. I would say that the county would probably say that you are not allowed to do scheduled seasonal orders if it requires you extending beyond your current inventory. The biggest thing is that the retail services are allowed to, Retail services are allowed to provide delivery of existing inventory to residents or businesses. So they would probably say that that is not allowed. Once again, though, I will say that we are not the knower of all information from the county. So I would say to reach out to them directly, but that would be my guess on what they would say. Let me, Scott, I don't know if you have anything while I'm pulling up this phone number for everyone.
I don't have anything specifically to add to what you're doing here, other than I appreciate your being here again. I don't know how, I don't see the chat, the complete chat, so I don't know how many other questions might be on that. But once again, if you do have a question, there's the chat box or the chat.
So I've just turned on the chat for everyone. If you would like a copy of the presentation as well as a recording, please put your email in there, and I or Scott or Shannon will send you a copy of it. So please put that in there. The phone number for the community connection is 650-947-2790. And I'll go ahead and put that into the chat. The community connection number from the city of Los Altos. We do have a senior connection as well that is focused just on seniors, and the biggest focus there is helping them get groceries. So if you know of a senior that needs assistance getting groceries, you can go ahead and connect with the senior hotline, and they'll be able to help you with that.
That number handy, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm posting it right now. Perfect. So those are the two phone numbers right there in the chat. I don't know if anyone else has any questions. I think I answered all of them that I got. If anyone has any other questions, you can send them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask them.
And of course, to reiterate that if there are questions that come up after the fact, that Anthony's contact information is in this presentation as well as other places. So you can reach out to him directly. I don't think I'm stepping out of place by mentioning that.
I'm always available if you guys need me. So I think that's it for questions. I just want to thank you all for participating in the webinar today. I will take down all of the emails here, and I think hopefully Shannon is able to do that. Or you guys still aren't able to see the chat. Okay, well, I will work on that, and I will take down all of the emails, and I will send a copy of this recording as well as the PowerPoint itself out to everybody who's participated. And I want to thank Scott for having me. If Scott has anything else he wants to say to the group.
Uh-oh, you hung up there, Anthony. Your data kind of slowed down. So whatever you just said, I don't think went through.
I just wanted to thank you all, and I don't have really anything else. Please reach out to me directly if you have questions.
And
oh, go ahead.
I think, Anthony, you had mentioned on the What's Open Los Altos, just if you don't see your business listed, we're continuing to add to that list. So if you need your business listed there, just let the Village Association or the Chamber know, and then we will keep adding to that list.
Yes. Perfect.
And particularly gift cards, if you're not already on the gift card list and you want to provide gift cards or the opportunity for people to purchase those gift cards, please reach out to Kim. She's been driving that, Kim at the Chamber, she's been driving that particular aspect of the site.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you all for participating, and I look forward to, we'll make sure that everybody who was on this webinar is invited to the next one that we have. And if you have any more questions, you can reach out to us, okay? Awesome. Thank you, everyone.